Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Anything Wrestling Podcast. Thank you once again for tuning in. We are back here today with another episode. It is a triple threat going. It is the Shants, Dan the Man.
That's right. The number 30th entrant into this podcast. Technically number 3. The Advocate. The Man. The Commish.
It's okay, there was a 3 in there somewhere, so it works.
Yeah. Apparently.
Well, by any means, today's episode is brought to you in part by...
Diet Coke. No sugar. No calories.
Also, WWE 2K19, never say never.
You know, if you're looking for some great entertainment like WWE 2K and something that's low on sugar but just about right, you can catch all your favorite WWE programming only on the WWE Network for a non-negotiable but very reasonable price of only $9.99.
$9.99?
It's not $10.
It's not $1,000.
Not $1 million.
But $9.99. So, as you guys can probably tell by the little countdown and the little buzz that was going on, no, we're not talking about Pittsburgh. We are here today to talk about...
Entire episode about Pittsburgh.
Let's do it.
No, please.
We are here to talk about the history of the Royal Rumble, what we feel about the concept, some of our favorite Rumble matches, some of our least favorite memorable moments, non-memorable moments. We are trying to focus on the actual Rumble match itself. However, if there is a match that's outside of the Rumble that we feel like we need to mention, we can also dip into that as well. So, guys, the Royal Rumble started in 1988, first won by Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oh!
If that didn't peak the audio, I don't know what will.
Good luck to our sound guys, that being me. First one by Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and then just...
Oh!
God damn it.
Lita is a...
Oh!
So, what do we personally feel about the Royal Rumble? What do you guys think about this concept? Do you think that it's something that needs to be changed or needs to stay intact? How do you guys feel about the match? What do we think?
I think that, in the 90s, early 2000s, I think it was still maintaining its spectacle and its excitement factor, and I think it started to progressively get more and more predictable. I think it lost a little bit of the luster. I still like the match concept. It's still one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year. But, I think it's just lost a little bit of the punch because you either hear rumblings on the internet, and the internet's probably played a...
Get it?
You've probably heard, or the internet's probably played a factor in this, where secrets are hard to keep for situations like this. But like, I think AJ Styles was a legitimate surprise. The time
there were rumblings, I remember.
I think, but the Hardys, I think, were a surprise.
No, I think that was a legit surprise.
That wasn't the Rumble match itself that year, but still,
it was close.
Yeah, so I still like the Royal Rumble. Commish?
It's what you expect as far as like the road to WrestleMania nowadays. I mean, it's your first event of the year. It's what starts out your new year for the WWE. As like, all right, we're gonna see who's gonna be the number one guy, or in this case now the number one woman as well, to either headline, main event, or be in a championship match at WrestleMania. And this has always been, to me, like one of the most special events to begin the year, just because you get a lot out of this match. Like, you get to see surprise entrance, you get to see like controversy, you get to see a little bit of everything. I mean, yeah, it's lost its luster because of the fact that now it's like you have everybody in the world finding rumors of who's coming in, who's in it, who's gonna win. You always want to be surprised. Yeah. And either way, I think now, like, it still has that, like, that big feeling of, like, oh my God, like, who's going to win? Or who's going to break a record? Or who's going to set a record? Or who's going to be, like, the guy that stands out? Even if they don't win, that person did enough to stand out for the year. That's what I've always seen about Royal Rumble, because it sets the tone for the year.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I know everybody talks about WrestleMania like the season reset for WWE, but I mean, the Royal Rumble is just that first taste of what the year is going to be like. So if they hit the Royal Rumble hard and they hit it well, then you know that you're probably going to have a few more good moments during the course of the calendar year.
I think the Royal Rumble, one of the most exciting matches of the year. However, I do agree with you guys that in the 90s, early millennium, it still had that fire, that name to it. And then somewhere down the line, I think just it kind of became a little less interesting. I wouldn't put it so much on the internet expanding or everyone finding out. I think it's more of who they select the winner to be. Because there have been years where in plain sight we tell the WWE who we want and who we're rooting.
Bryan.
Thank you. And so yeah, you cheer for people like Daniel Bryan and you get Batista, and then
Bautista,
Randy Orton.
That was okay. But yeah, I just felt like it kind of lost a little bit of that. So, I mean, in your guys' opinion, what would you say was the last best Royal Rumble match?
The match itself?
The match itself. I'd probably have to go with 2017, the one that Randy Orton won. Just because I feel like it was WWE's swerve of like, Roman comes out at 30 and they kind of let that sink in, but then at the very last minute they kind of take it away. But I think at that point it just kind of became a lesser of two evil situation.
Yeah.
I would say, like, if I had to choose one that always stands out to me, it'd be 2002, when Triple H won. Just because there was the build-up, the hype of the fact that in 2001 he injured his quadricep muscle.
Yeah.
8 months to get back, and he chose the perfect pay-per-view to come back. And he didn't come back as, like, that heel villain that we all knew him as to be. He came back as like the face, like the guy, like, hey, I'm gonna prove to the world that I am the game, and I'm here to take it all. And he proved it from January to WrestleMania that year. That one stood out to me the most. Second, if I had to choose a close second, it'd be 1998 when Austin won. Just because he, from like, I forgot what pay-per-view it was, the Royal Rumble. Like, he just said, don't trust anyone. And he would just attack everybody that was in the Royal Rumble beforehand. So it's like, he had a bullseye on him. He wanted everyone to know, like, hey, I'm the man that you all need to beat. If not, I'm going to beat all of you.
Yeah. Dan?
I liked Royal Rumble 2000 when The Rock and Big Show both went over the top rope. As a kid, that was really exciting for me because obviously The Rock was my favorite superstar. Yeah. So then he wins, but kind of like with Roman and Brock Lesnar going through the cage, you saw that both their feet hit the floor, and you weren't sure where they were going to go with it.
Yeah. But
it led on to that WrestleMania main event with a McMahon in every corner. Mm-hmm. It was a pleasant enough match, ultimately, but no, I mean, from a fun standpoint, for me personally, that was probably one of my favorites. And then from an emotional standpoint, obviously, you had the one where Stevie Richards walked away with the win from the number one position in 2004.
I think my favorite would have to be Royal Rumble 2001. Austin's third Royal Rumble win, and you had you had people from ECW in it, you had people from WCW, I believe, in it. One of the more interesting Royal Rumbles where they kind of tell you a story as they go along. Something that I feel like in today's Rumbles is lacking, where you just have people in the corner just kind of tugging, and you're like, okay, when's the next entrant coming in? As opposed to before, where they would take time to build each and every story and let you know where we're going for WrestleMania, who's feuding with who. So, when someone says Royal Rumble, what's your most memorable moment? Well, it doesn't even have to be a win. It could be an elimination, a surprise entrant, something interesting that happened.
I think obviously Titus O'Neil. hitting the ground during the greatest Royal Rumble.
Are we considering that a legit Royal Rumble?
It is the greatest.
Oh god.
I would say one moment that stands out to me a lot is, I don't know why, because it's funny as fuck to me.
Here we go.
When Santino Morello comes in, literally 1 second in, Kane just like clotheslines him off the top rope. He's like, "No,
I wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready." Like that moment always stands out to me, just because it seems like it's the highlight of like Royal Rumble like fails.
I forget who it was, but I think they even tried to like outdo that one.
Titus O'Neil in
And they
2015,
fucked
but
it up.
they screwed it up real bad.
They got caught on the ropes, and so they didn't go out, and they missed the time.
I would say another moment that stands out would be like, remember when Drew Carey was in the Royal Rumble?
Yeah, he tried to bribe Kane.
Yeah, like I'm just like, okay, I don't know what the bit or the premise is of this, because he had a comedy show he was trying to promote.
Yeah.
And he wanted to go to Vince McMahon, like, how do I promote like you? And to me, it's like, okay, you're doing it in Cleveland. Aren't you already big in Cleveland as it is? And then the fact that Raven, what about Raven, saved him. I'm just like, okay, that's the worst sell of all this. And he just, I'm just going to climb up to the top. I'm done. I can't do this.
I'll eliminate myself. It's fine.
That stands out to me. What about you? Like, what's a moment, Sharp, that stands out to you the most?
I got to think about mine for a second. Dan, do you have yours queued up?
When Rusev was almost the Royal Rumble winner. I think some of the most entertaining stuff for me with the Royal Rumble is the misfortunes.
Yeah.
Because everything's so neat and tidy, and then there you go. Somebody just gets hosed. Kofi Kingston's history of doing goofy ass acrobatics.
Yep.
The handstand I think was one of the best ones.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think personally for me,
I was also gonna say Beth Phoenix when she dragged the Great Khali out.
Yeah, kissed them out.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe because it's recent, but one of the more prominent match, whatever you want to call it, was the first women's Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
I think genuinely they did a better job than the man's. I was more entertained. But I think the fact that you knew that, there were legends that were going to come back for this. It was the first ever. And now
it was fresh. It was exciting.
Yeah. And now it's just come to a point where it's like Women's Royal Rumble. And it's in there.
It's just part of it now. They've only done one, haven't they? Or has it been two?
No, they've done one. But it's like this year when they just announced it, it's like, there you go. That's exactly how it should be. Who would be... Okay. Controversial question. Most deserving Royal Rumble winner, least deserving Royal Rumble winner.
Most deserving to win?
Drew
Yeah.
McIntyre.
Most deserving?
No, that's one already.
Oh, that's already one.
Yeah.
My bad. I thought we were projecting who we think deserves to win one.
We'll get to that in a second. Royal Rumble winner who's already won the Rumble, but you felt like either most deserving or not that deserving.
Are we talking about deserving of having one or deserving of winning the one that they won?
Just go ahead, Dan. Get it off your chest. Whatever you like.
It seems like you're ready with this.
Yeah, he's got one in the barrel. Just shoot it.
Well, I was gonna go with a controversial option for one of my answers, because I was gonna say I think Roman deserved to win a Royal Rumble. I don't know that he deserved to win the Royal Rumble that he won.
So, once again, you prove Paul Heyman's theory of right guy, right place,
Yes.
wrong time.
Yeah. I stand by the fact that if Daniel Bryan wasn't going to win the one that Batista won, Roman should have won that one. That would have been the right time for him to get the win. Because he was already fighting an uphill battle when he won his Royal Rumble. Going back again to the old standard, The Rock, Steve Austin, they're both up there.
Kamish?
As far as deserving to win,
Yeah.
that has won it, Stone Cold has always been one of my picks, and so is Shawn Michaels, obviously. You guys know why.
Of course.
But I would still say Austin first as most deserving, because each of those And by the way, the only wrestler to win it 3 times. I just think that he deserved it the most because, like, in '97 when he first won it, he proved like, all right, the bad guy can really win this no matter what. Like the heel's gonna win this, and by doing what he did, just screwing with Bret Hart added more to their rivalry, which I loved. When he won it in '98, it's like, all right, I'm like I said, I'm proving that I'm the guy you need to come after, or else you're not gonna win.
Yeah.
And he showed there's like 13, 14 people in when his number got called.
They're all just waiting.
They're like, all right, you made us wait this long. Now we're all waiting for you. Comes from behind, just starts kicking everybody's ass.
Yeah.
And then in 2001, Triple H was a big thorn on his side. Almost tried to ruin that moment for him.
Let's talk about that because I know you specifically have said this before, how maybe that one should have gone to Kane.
This is my reason why. Because, okay, so that's someone who deserves a Royal Rumble win.
Oh, yes. I've said it
but
for
never
years.
got it.
Kane needs to have a Royal Rumble win under his belt.
Like, let me just tell you, like, if I could pull up, like, most of the stats by Kane, like, okay. The longest time that he spent...
I think was 2001, right?
Well, it says, his time was 53 minutes and 46 seconds. That's his longest in a Royal Rumble match. There have been other people before him that have stood longer. He is where is it? On the list of most eliminations in a year, 11, because Roman and Braun have beaten that record now. As far as how many eliminations in a year. Overall eliminations, 44. He's number one. He has the most eliminations. Who ties him? Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker at 40.
Wow.
To me, like that, like, come on, man. He's proven to be like the guy. He's entered in 19 Royal Rumbles as well. Even as all his gimmicks as Isaac Yankem, as Diesel, and even just as Kane. Like, if you've been in it 19 times and you've never really, like, been given or like have earned anything other than a WrestleMania appearance, come on. He's the most deserving of this.
Yeah.
Overall. I don't care what anybody says. It just sucks because it's like he's right there, but it's like, no, we have to put someone over before you.
Right.
Even though, like, the guy's had a hell of a career.
Yeah.
I never got to answer who wasn't deserving of it.
Here we go.
I think one of the years, I don't know why, like, I think it was Batista in 05.
Really?
I didn't like it as much because of the whole, like, I thought at first they were trying to pull the whole Bret Hart Lex Luger thing when Cena and Batista both got eliminated.
That's another
And I'm
moment.
like, what the hell? Not this again. Like, I hated that. And I was happy that McMahon came out all pissed off and
Completely unintentional, by the way.
Yeah, and he knew, like, no, I'm not gonna have this again. I'm not gonna have a double main event. Even though nowadays,
Even though he did have a double main event.
I'm not gonna do that again for WrestleMania. So he had them start the match over again, and it just seemed like at that point the sell is in. And some people were even fixed, like, okay, John's gonna win it. Nope, Batista won, and I'm just like, I guess. I hate that whole double elimination.
Yeah.
Oh, what do we do? Like, that shit always bugged the fuck out
Have a
of me.
match. Whoever wins gets
Like a regular match. I didn't want to see, like, okay, let's just start the Royal Rumble all over again.
Get
No.
29 people back in here.
No, like, at that point, it literally should have been like, okay, let's just have you two, one referee, every other ref leave. Who gets the pinfall first wins.
Yeah.
That's my one who didn't deserve it in 05.
Most deserving to me would obviously have to be Austin. Least deserving, gonna go with 2 here. Make it 3. One was Royal Rumble 2014, where Batista won.
That one.
I think they were just off They weren't even paying attention. Obviously 2015, I think, Dan, I'm there with you. Right guy, right place, wrong time. And specifically 2016's Royal Rumble where Triple H won, because I remember reading something online where they're like, oh yeah, the reason why Triple H won is because we didn't really have anybody really penciled in to win the match. And I'm like, you had Dean Ambrose, you had Bray Wyatt, you had no one, you couldn't pick anyone, you had to bring Triple H back. So that's the thing, is that sometimes
He
they're
didn't
just...
look as competitive in the match either. Like, granted, he was the number 30 entrant. I still felt like, I guess.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where it's like, yeah, I'm glad to see the guy, sure, maybe.
But then it's like, when he wins it, it's like, you know, there's like 29 other people, right? Like, he could have picked any one of them. That's what I feel.
Yeah.
I would say Batista in 2014, and I would say Del Rio in 11.
Ooh. Whoa, really? Why Del Rio?
Because I don't like him.
Really?
No, I mean, I was okay with Del Rio for a while. I just don't know that he should have won a 40-man Royal Rumble match. And I don't know if Edge had any foreshadowing going into the Royal Rumble that maybe WrestleMania was going to be a swan song. But in that case, you shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to kind of push your new Latin star, don't make him lose. Edge should have gone out on top in that match. Whoever he fought, he should have beaten. But I don't know. Maybe he's a victim of circumstance in that regard for me. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Here's one that stands out to me that is just like always. I get it why the story was there in place, but still I would have changed it. Mr. McMahon
Yeah.
in '99. Because to me that's like, really, this is the angle we're going with. He wins it by being out of it for like the entire hour, and then at the last minute he has to win. Come on. I would have liked it if like Austin won, would have made him a 4-time winner. And then at the same time, it's like later on Raw, McMahon comes out like, you know, technically, blah, blah, I won it, you know, do something stupid like that. Like, taint it for himself, but still, you know, in the books, Austin wins.
Yeah.
That's one that's like,
Dan.
Why would you do that?
Mr. McMahon.
Damn it. We should just call it the McMahon effect. Because we see that all the time. It's to build that tension where somebody gets put through the announce table and they're gone for 45 minutes and then they suddenly show up and try to win. And they usually don't.
So,
So
Rusev.
here's some interesting Royal Rumble facts I think you guys should know.
Yes.
Most times that you had your runner-ups for the Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns has 3 of them.
of course.
In 14, 17, and 18. All...
Gee, I wonder why we felt like he was being pushed down our throats.
Yes.
All 4 of these men have been 2-time runner-up opportunists. Big Show, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and John Cena. This is always something I always remember hearing freaking JR always saying, oh, this number entry always wins. It's always been a luck of the draw. Like, if you draw this number, supposedly you're a winner. I'll just give you the top 5. Number 27, number 30, 24, 19, and 28. Like, those are lucky numbers, apparently.
Yeah, it was 27 for a long time, and then 30 suddenly had a resurgence because it was always your surprise star. So then, oh look who it is! It's the big name that's returning.
Well, if it's number 30, 2008, John Cena.
Yeah. Or the Undertaker one year, I think. That's
07?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe 30 will take the lead this year. Our truth.
My favorite thing has always been the person. There's only 2 people that ever won it at number 1: Shawn Michaels and Stevie Richards.
There it is.
Also known as longest time spent in a Royal Rumble match. I guess this
the rumbling Wolverine.
I guess this includes the greatest Royal Rumble. Daniel Bryan with an hour 16 minutes, and then right before him you have Rey Mysterio, an hour and 2 minutes. Stevie Richards at 1 hour and 1 minute. Oh my god!
He was supposed to be a staple of the company.
He's tied with this guy, Bob Backlund.
Yeah, Bobby.
1 hour, 1 minute, 10 seconds.
Bobby
Chicken
Bax.
wing.
Oh god! And then Triple H with 1 hour, 16 seconds. Those are just. I'm just giving top fives of these.
And then you go to Santino Marella with 1 second.
Oh no, I was gonna give those. Like these are the top five that have only been in. Let me see, one. Two,
Who's got the
three,
record
four,
on this
five.
one now?
So this is 3 seconds or less. I'll go 5-1. 2 people have 3 seconds with Owen Hart and Mo.
With Mabel?
Yeah. 2 seconds. Sheamus and the Warlord
Of course.
back in 1989. And of course, your number 1 second, Santino Marella.
Should have been there with Titus, but
Mike
Mike
Kanellis out at 3 seconds from 2018 Greatest Royal Rumble also, though.
Titus had 4 seconds in a Rumble. So did Jerry Lawler and Bushwhacker Luke.
Kids these days.
I found this because I find it hilarious. 7 seconds. Gilbert.
stupid.
So Gilbert lasted longer than Santino. Then.
Yes, he did. He lasted longer than The Godfather. Godfather lasted 5 seconds.
You know, I think about that sometimes. You call Godfather in for a special appearance. He travels around the globe and he comes, gets ready, gets in the ring, only to be tossed out seconds later.
He probably got a good payday. Sure.
That is true. So, as we approach this year's Royal Rumble, Dan
I'd
kind
pay
of
$10,000 to show up to the Royal Rumble and be eliminated in 3 seconds, 7 seconds.
I'd be okay with that.
Gone.
as we're approaching this year's Royal Rumble, Dan, you kind of already answered the question, but let's get some runner-ups and your ultimate winner for this year's Royal Rumble. Go ahead.
I would like to see, well, not necessarily like to see this year, but he definitely deserves the spotlight at some point. Drew McIntyre.
Yes.
We have the, normally I would have said Finn Balor, but we know how that transpired on this past Monday Night Raw.
Braun Strowman.
Why you gotta go ripping limos apart?
Dan.
Why are you ripping doors off limos? It's okay. I'm actually more excited about this match than I was for Braun.
I think seeing Finn against Brock is going to kind of bring out the whole Daniel Bryan against Brock.
If they don't put the Demon King in there against him, though, goddamn.
Well, when's the last time we saw the Demon
A
King?
long
SummerSlam.
time, which is
Okay.
why I think it'll...
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
I think, was it last year or the year before? No, I think it was the year before where it was supposed to be Finn Balor winning the Rumble or Finn Balor competing for the championship. But then plans got changed, things got
It
skewed.
was last year.
Was it last year?
I think. I don't remember.
Because, I mean, you had the injuries with Jason Jordan and then the whole thing with Dean Ambrose. Then you slap a triple threat with them in there. But anyway.
You mean Kurt Angle's sixth child, Jason Jordan? He has 6.
It would have made more sense with Chad Gable. Go ahead.
I think a more likely option, given everything that's been talked about so far, probably Seth.
Saka Rollins, yeah.
Considering he doesn't have his IC title anymore either. So, those are my names. Those are my names.
But if you were to pick one winner to win the whole thing.
Who
For
I
this
think
year?
is gonna win, probably Seth.
Wait, you have to pick for both. There's 2 Royal Rumble
Oh
members.
yeah.
Yes, that is true. Sorry, no disrespect to the women's.
If Becky pulls double duty, I think Becky. If she doesn't,
Oh, that's right. She's got a championship. Well, I'm thinking some shenanigans happens in the title match, and then we see double duty of holy shit, she's in there.
well, I think I tossed this out there to you, maybe, where I could see something weird happening, where like Becky gets attacked ahead of the title match before the women's Rumble.
Okay.
She's not fit to compete in the Rumble match or in the title match. And so Carmella makes a real face move and trades her the 30 spot for the title match.
Ooh, wow.
Because then that puts Becky in the title match.
That's good.
Or puts Becky in the Rumble match and Carmella takes the title match.
That's good. That's good.
Here's what I would like to see. I would like to see Becky shooting a promo. She gets attacked mysteriously. We don't know by who. Maybe the long linings of horsewomen. I'm just saying, horsewomen masked. We don't know who her assailants are. We don't know who decided to attack Becky.
Look at how excited he's getting.
Yeah, but
what do you want to see, Dan?
I'm giddy like a pony, or a horsewoman for horsewomen.
Do not hit
But
the
we
table.
don't. But we don't show that they attack Becky. We just show they attack her enough where Carmella comes in, saves her, trade happens, but we leave it to mystery if Becky's gonna come in or not. If the Women's Royal Rumble is the main event, you leave that 30 spot, let the countdown clock tick, give it like 10, 15 seconds, no one comes out. Let the match continue. Let them vocalize like, oh, I guess we don't have a 30th after all. Becky doesn't make it. Bam, her music hits.
CFO hits and
She just goes in and
we got a
kicks ass.
match.
And then
I hope Shayna's a surprise entrant, though. I'm just saying. Bring her up and have her in the Rumble match.
And that would bring us one step closer to
the Four Horsewomen. I don't know that you need Duke or Shafir.
The other one.
you can have them as the masked assailants.
Yeah.
You can just have Shayna play it off like, oh, I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened.
I just have no eyebrows. Have you ever seen her face?
no. Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. But let me give you
I
guys
stand by the fact that Shayna needs to do her pose longer.
I think so too.
And stop stomping on people's arms.
Ugh, on their hands specifically.
Because
God.
I swear to God, one day
I cringe. I'm sorry, I cringe.
I
whenever,
cringe
like,
all the time.
It's like, why do you have to step on people's fingers?
Dan.
Why are you stomping on arms?
It's just. Ugh.
Arm stomp.
Let me give you guys some brief history of, as far as like female entrants and the one and only female Royal Rumble we've had. 3 competitors in the male Royal Rumble event. Karma in 2012. She scared the hell out of Michael Cole that year.
And then she got pregnant.
Beth Phoenix, of course. Now married to Edge.
Beth Copeland.
Who, by the way, if you haven't seen her episode on the Edge and Christian
Oh my
show,
God. Brilliant. Did you see it?
No, I haven't.
I told him.
the whole Kill Bill.
Oh
concept
my
is
God.
amazing.
I saw the
Beautiful.
Kairi Sane one.
Oh, you should see the whole
Beautiful. Best thing. You can catch this only on the WWE network for a non-negotiable, very reasonable price of only $9.99. Seriously, I was dying of laughter. The finger poke of doom.
Now I gotta go watch. I have to go watch the rest of this. The Kairi Sane segment was hilarious.
And
We're gonna get shut
should
down.
be already be. Why is she not in the Hall of Fame yet?
Dan.
Why aren't you in the Hall of Fame?
China.
2
entrants in the men's Royal Rumble, 99 and 2000.
yeah.
Although it sucked that she
She's the
just
ninth
got.
wonder, baby.
It sucked that she got eliminated so quick in 2000 though.
Well,
She
she got
literally comes
eliminated
in-
quick in 1999 as well.
But it seemed like more like, let's just get it over with in 2000. All right, some history about last year's Women's Royal Rumble. Top 5 longest time spent in the match. Sasha Banks at number 1 with 54 minutes, 47
Jesus.
seconds. Number 2, his girl, Becky, the man, Lynch, 30 minutes, 54 seconds. You got the reigning female Hart, Natalia, in for 25 minutes, 34. The first women's winner, Asuka,
Asuka.
19 minutes, 41 seconds. And rounding out at number 5, Carmella, 18 minutes, 45 seconds.
Carmella.
Caramel.
All 5 of them are just, what?
I caught what?
Top 5 main eventers in the women's division right now. As you see right there with that list. Now, shortest time spent. I'm going to go from 5 to 1.
Here we go.
You got Lana.
Spell backwards.
2 minutes, 54 seconds. You sick son of a bitch. Beth Phoenix, or Beth Copeland.
Yep.
in at 2 minutes 22 seconds.
That was a fun spot with Nia Jax.
Who you thought passed away because of bad wording on the WWE Network.
That was okay. Let's
Let
get
me
it
mention
out
who it
there.
is, and then he can explain himself. Jacqueline, 1 minute 52 seconds. Shant, go.
So I go on the WWE app, which you can, by the way,
this-
download for free.
And this is right after the Mean Gene.
Yes, this is right after Mean Gene. So I'm already a little bit on edge. Okay, let's get that out there.
You're on edge.
Not as much as Beth.
Oh!
I'm a little.
I
upset
would
with
make
that
I would make a comment, but it's a PG show, not really. So
Yeah, bombs that we dropped off.
Yeah, we rated R. Like Edge.
get it? No. So I go on the WWE app, and I'm scrolling, and all you see is a look back on Jacqueline's career. Now, for those of you who probably don't visit the WWE website too much, usually when someone passes away, you get the look back article, a look back. So I'm thinking, and the thing is, it doesn't insinuate death in any way, but it said a look back, and I'm like, why would they just randomly put up this article? So I immediately go on Wikipedia. I'm like, God, please, please, please. And then it turns out she's okay.
She's fine.
The next day, they reword the entire article, and I'm like, couldn't we just do this in the first place and not give me a heart attack?
They probably got that backlash from a lot of people. Like, that's probably why they reworded it.
Yeah.
Because people are like, is she dead? She died? What happened? And they're like, no, she's
Everyone's
fine.
writing rest in peace on Twitter. Like, guys, I'm still alive. But yeah, Kamish was telling me, he's like, that doesn't insinuate anything. I'm like, no, well, when you
gotta use the context.
when you get the look back article, it's, there's some shit going on. But continue.
Number 2.
Tamina. At
Who?
1 minute. Tamina, fuck your face, Tamina.
Wow. Okay.
Tamina,
please,
fuck your face, Tamina.
please do
That's the
something
first
about
one.
that god awful hair of yours because you look like a puffy idiot. 1 minute 34 seconds.
Looks like The Rock's cousin twice removed.
Looks like Maui from Moana.
Ah, Jesus.
The Rock was in that.
We're so mean. The Rock was Maui.
Moving on.
And
It's a good movie. Don't you judge me.
no,
say anything.
it's not about that. It's about the number one
Making
entry
a
with
joke.
57 seconds. in the
Excuse
background.
me.
Excuse me.
You said what?
Excuse me.
Excuse me. He's here.
Vicky Guerrero.
Don't puke.
With that name.
Got any more fun facts?
Most eliminations in the single women's Royal Rumble with Michelle
course.
McCool.
I
course Undertaker's
wonder
wife.
why.
5.
Miss Undertaker.
Tied at 4, both. Can you say the name?
I don't want to. Nia Jax
Ugh.
and Nikki Bella.
Ugh.
Oh.
And all 4 of these women tied at 3 eliminations apiece.
Anybody have a bucket?
No.
3 eliminations apiece. You got Sasha Banks, Asuka, Natalya, and the Canadian sensation Trish Stratus. Stratusfaction.
Guaranteed.
All the time.
And one more final fact, just because it's fun to read this. Highest number of wrestlers in a single elimination. Meaning how many people it took to eliminate one person. At number 2, Vicky Guerrero.
Oh, God.
It took 4 women to eliminate her.
Did you just say 4?
Like-
What does that remind
Like the
me of?
4 Horsewomen?
Oh, God. That has nothing to do with it. Absolutely nothing.
But number 1,
Nia Jax.
I made it take for that.
6! It took 6
The
women!
6 Horsewomen!
Of what?
What happened to the other 2?
What about it? Either way, it took 6 women
They're
to
expanding
eliminate
like the
Nia.
NWO.
Who's the 6th girl?
And the 6th limo. But yeah, those are your fun facts about the women's Royal Rumble 2019. Hopefully, it looks around about to be a good year again. So far, we have Carmella being the number 30th entry, even though we have our stipulations and hopeful guarantees
Bookings.
of something happening. If you had to pick a female winner other than Becky to win the match, like where would you want it to go?
I'd probably say Charlotte, and then have her go against Asuka again. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you wanted the other match.
No, fuck that one.
You don't
That
want her
one's
to face.
Becky's.
No, that is already cemented. It's the Baxter versus the Queer.
Jesus.
Wow.
Okay, fine.
Wow.
It's Becky Lynch, the man, versus Mouse Rat, Raccoon, Bluebird, Red Wing, Kabuki that claims that UFC used to be your passion, now WWE is your passion. You're pissing me off more and more every day. You and your bland look and your stupid ass little white smile. And Sasha Banks deserve a whole lot more. Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't hear half those letters in there, Sean.
Much like Ronda Rousey's promo.
I
didn't hear half
don't
of it.
think I can even
Break
acronym
that one
any of
down.
those letters.
Oh, what
Okay.
a mess.
Yeah.
All right, well,
That,
that was strongly worded.
now something.
You should tweet that at her. I'm sure she would love it.
I don't think he has enough characters at that point.
Probably not. It's
I don't have an
okay.
account.
Well, no better time than the present.
Who better than Canyon?
Austin.
Thank you.
Anywho, where were we?
So,
Who
That was
do
it
you
for Raw.
who do you think for women's?
Yeah, I didn't say mine. He said his. What's yours?
number one spot with the bullet would have to be Becky. That's what I want. Most deserving, because I feel like Royal Rumble, you got to look back at the last 365 days and who's improved, who's put the work in, who's, you have cases like Stevie Richards where you look back on that past year, you're like, yeah, the guy was climbing up that ladder, he was making stuff happen. What better time? If it's not Becky,
Becky.
the Baxter,
I'll play with you, Becky.
I'll have to go with my girl Lexi.
She cleared to wrestle again?
Is she?
Yeah, that's your woman. You should know.
I think
Well,
she said
she's-
she's close, but we've also been hearing that for
A while.
A
What's
while.
Because, it's inevitable. We know Charlotte's going to win eventually. So if it's not Lexi, maybe give it to Charlotte. And then have the Asuka versus Charlotte rematch. But you have Asuka win this time.
Yeah.
No bullshit.
you follow through with Vince's old keeping it 50-50.
Well, because Asuka needs a push. Charlotte's going to have a push regardless.
Yeah.
So
And I don't need to see a 9-time women's champion right now.
Kamish.
I would want. Let's see. What do I want? What do I personally want to happen?
Ronda Rousey leaves.
Well, that's one thing, but that's not involving the Royal Rumble. Let's
Okay.
see. I would want the female winner of the Royal Rumble to get their fucking moment and have their light shine. Close out the event.
Burn in my life.
Sure, why not?
Your voices.
If you're gonna create controversy, you have to have like Naya or Ember Moon win it. If you're gonna create controversy,
You're going to have Nia win after everything.
How dare you
If you're
put that into
creating-
the universe?
if you're creating controversy, yes. If you're not, I would actually want Becky to win. I would want her to trade with Carmella. I would want Becky to literally stare down at either one of the two championships, not make her decision at the Rumble. Let her wait it out till SmackDown. Just like give that menacing look to each champion and then be like, you know what? I'm going to take my time. I'm going to make you two wait. I'm not going to decide now. It's up to me.
You'll find out on the man's schedule.
Yeah. Just have it like that. That's what I would want.
How funny would it be if you have the second Royal Rumble match winner, and then Shayna comes out?
Oh, God. I fucking hate.
I almost made that joke too, though.
WWE for
What?
that.
The idea that somebody would win and then Shayna would come and interrupt it this time, and you're like, God damn it.
I would turn off the TV.
You bitches.
I will break Kevin Sullivan.
You bitches! Wow.
Wicker Man.
Oh.
Nicolas Cage. Check it out. 2019 Royal Rumble brought to you by Wicker Man.
Anyway.
Did we decide who's going to win the male Royal Rumble this year?
I threw some names
I
out
think
there.
Drew is like the most consistent booked.
Drew.
It almost would make
McIntyre.
sense. If not Drew, looking at the last year, you would have to give it to Seth.
Well, the chosen one did come out last night in front of
And by the way,
Mr. McMahon.
Yeah, he's a big-ass dude.
when he went up to Vince and he was a little bit taller, I'm like, holy shit.
Well, that just shows how tall Vince is.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Drew's a big dude, though. We talked about that last week, I think. But, no, I mean, I wouldn't even be mad about seeing Seth and Drew and Brock in the main event of WrestleMania, because that
would be interesting.
That's what I'd heard they were doing. Is they were what?
You want to see Brock in the main event
That's
again?
why I retched. But no, that's what they were building toward. Allegedly, is Seth and Brock. I would
I think
love
they're
to.
burying Dean Ambrose at that point.
I would love to see Finn pick up the win at the Royal Rumble and get his belt back, which is why I'd like to see the
I think
Demon
that's gonna
King.
happen.
I don't know if it's going to happen.
The question is, what do you do with Strowman now?
Strowman mad. Strowman
Make him
get
fight
eliminated
Bobby
from
for the
Rumble.
IC title.
Put a belt on him. I do not.
That would be a great WrestleMania match. Bobby Lashley versus Braun
I
Strowman.
don't want to see Bobby Lashley hold that Intercontinental belt longer than a month and a half.
Well,
we have to wait till WrestleMania.
What about WrestleMania and you have him drop it to Braun?
Yeah.
And can he drop out of the WWE as well?
What?
Why do you
What's
hate? Why do you
wrong
hate
with
Bobby
you?
so much? What about Leo? Just send Leo home. Isn't it after his curfew anyway?
It's always after his curfew. That's why I'm wondering where the fuck he's on Raw.
Where's his parents at?
I'm sorry, but Bobby Lashley's return.
Doesn't he have math class with Nicholas?
He does. I mean, they both have PE together.
He's married.
That's illegal.
It's just wrong.
She should be in prison.
He's a child. Anyways,
Where's the big boss man when you need him?
look, man. I'm sorry, but Bobby Lashley's return has been very stale to me. And
But
this
it's
whole-
not his fault.
I get it, but still, what, bad booking? You can't blame that anymore. We have the McMahons running the show now.
Well, just for 3 weeks.
Who cares? It's been the better 3 weeks and the whole fucking year's worth of time on Raw.
Amen.
But I'm just saying, like, his return has been very lackluster to me. I don't want to see him anymore. If he drops the IC belt to Braun, that'd be fine by me, but let him injure him. Let him hurt him.
You know
Let
what I
him
want to
keep
see
him
this
off
year?
TV.
I want to see the Battle of the Billionaires too.
Oh, I thought he
He
was.
can't because unfortunately that one runs our country. He's running it into the ground.
I would not be surprised in the slightest to see the current president of the United States show up on WWE programming.
Yeah, and if he gets his ass kicked on TV.
Hilarious.
If he
Makes
gets
our
his-
country look awesome like it already does. Do you want to make America great again? Come back to the WWE, get your ass handed to you.
That's not the only thing he wants to see.
4 horsewomen!
Why do you set him up for that?
After you get a conclusive end to Becky and Murray.
Murberkerker.
Okay.
Anyway, so closing remarks.
I hope that this year's Royal Rumble, like I said, leads us strongly into the rest of the year. We see some good winners. We see some good plots come out of it. And an all-around show. Hashtag Demon King.
You think he'll show up?
I swear to God, if he doesn't, I'm going to be pissed.
They could also do a deal where like he loses and then we get one more match at Mania and then you see the Demon King there. But we'll have to see.
Mania or Elimination?
Mania. Kamish, closing remarks.
Murder.
And with that said, thank you so much for joining
I
us.
didn't even get to finish what I had to say. What the fuck?
Hello.
Murder.
Are you cleansing?
No, I'm pronouncing her fucking name. I hope you lose. I hope you lose to the armbar.
Wait, at Rumble?
Yes.
No, you gotta
No.
save it.
Why?
You gotta save
Okay,
it.
fine. She wins by disqualification, but Banks still beats the fuck out of her.
There you go.
With a kendo
She
stick?
pulls a Charlotte, except she doesn't let go of the Banks statement.
Yeah,
She almost
HyperX.
breaks her.
Does she
He
whip
breaks it
out
in two.
her kendo stick and go to town like Charlotte did, like Becky did? Do we just have the four horsewomen of the WWE beat
Why
the
do you
shit
have
out
to
of
interrupt what I have to say?
with Ronda, beat Ronda with a kendo stick?
Dan.
There it is.
Oh, seeing Bailey. Why? What am I whying?
Why are you interrupting him?
Why am I interrupting you? Let me tell you, brother. Because I want to see Bailey hit Ronda Rousey with a kendo stick too.
But yeah, that's all my final statement.
There you go, guys. We discussed about the history of the Royal Rumble, some of our favorite moments, some of our least favorite moments. This year's Royal Rumble is shaping up to be one of the more interesting ones, and I'm talking as a card, not just the match itself. So, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you all next time.